Arsenal 2, Southampton 2. Wow, wow, wow. What a game. What a game. What a game. I mean, where do I even get started? In my last video, I told you I was going to go to a game, so I've just walked in the door, I've just come from the game, and I'm absolutely shocked at what I just saw. Absolutely shocked. For the past few weeks, I've been talking about give Emery a chance. Things need to be changed, yes. And, even though I've never been outwardly saying Emery out in terms of myself, but just talking about Emery out overall, what I've seen here today is way bigger than Emery out. I have seen a squad that completely capitulated defensively, that there was nothing in that midfield. And I mean nothing in that midfield that would have convinced me as an Arsenal fan, that convinced you all watching the game at home, or if you were at the game there as well, what this side is capable of going forward. I am so sad. I don't even know if I could be surprised, but I'm actually a bit slightly embarrassed. Arsenal 2, Southampton 2. And before I get into Arsenal, I will say one thing. Southampton played really, really well. I mean, top performance by them. They had a plan on what they wanted to do. They had the players that they needed in every single position, where I could look at their squad and be like, you know what? There's no holes in their squad. There's no hole. And when I mean holes, I mean where you be thinking there are like a major gap into what they need in order to execute their plan. Their plan was simple. So many times I see them. They were lined up in almost like a 4-4-2 without the ball. But when they were getting ready to attack, they made sure that the back five that Arsenal had, that they had one man on every single person in that back line. Arsenal obviously knew that, seeing the back line that they had. And I honestly think that they thought, what are we going to do? And this is where Emery is at fault right now. You need to have the players on the pitch prepared to handle these type of situations. Our players weren't. And I get it. And this is where the club are at wrong. What is Emery supposed to do when he doesn't have the players to be able to execute the plan? What is supposed to be done? I mean, I'm on the overground from Highbury and Islington Station, watching this game, thinking about how the game went, thinking, you know what? Southampton should really have beaten us by a lot more. I had a guy next to me telling me this game should have been 5-2 to Southampton. They were that good. They had a strategy. They executed it well. Caused us so many problems. Their midfield were pressing our attackers, our defence, looking to try to create chances. I mean, they had so many chances in the second half. Like, it's ridiculous. I haven't taken looking too much into the stats, but I mean, from the comments that I've heard from Tony Adams on the BT Sport review afterwards, saying that Southampton had 20 shots. That's exactly the type of shot ranges that the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool and every other team has been coming to Arsenal and getting. That it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And to be really honest, I have no idea how we can actually solve this. No idea. Apart from bringing in new players, I have no idea. And then the worst thing above it all is that when we were 2-1 down, to see the players capitulate to how they was, heads dropped, for sure, heads definitely dropped. And everyone was like, what are they going to do? And if it wasn't for Martinelli coming on the pitch in the second half, helping to drive forward, to create the chance for our Lacazette to get in the second, This is a game that we would have lost. And even though we draw in the game, the draw feels like a loss. I hate this feeling. Everybody's natural reaction is to say Emery out. And at some point, Emery does need to go. But a plan needs to be put in place by the board. Like I need to know what is the plan by the board, managerial-wise, player-wise, recruitment-wise, because something is completely missing. I mean, like, completely missing. So I'm at the game writing a lot of notes on it, and I got my notes right here. I mean, for the first goal, I mean, you got a situation where defenders are just running all over the place. Defenders are letting them in the box. I mean, we're not tracking attackers. I mean, this is a situation where we thought that the attacker was offside and he wasn't. It was another player who was offside. The Arsenal defence just stayed there. Danny Ings comes in and gets the goal. 1-0 to Southampton. I mean, as simple and as easy as that. That's the type of goal that we can't be conceding, man. You got to be playing to the whistle. Come on. They teach you that all the time. It's basic defensive mistakes. Like, so frustrating. I mean, the passing in midfield, woeful. Torreira's passing, I thought was okay, but a lot of the times he only really did short passing. Guendouzi, his passing and final ball was not great at all. Like, it was really, really frustrating. Ozil, I thought, was probably one of the brighter sparks in the game. I mean, he had his moment where he was a bit woeful at times, a bit loose passing, but in the first half, he was absolutely brilliant. There was a moment in the game where we were kind of driving forward on our left, and he beat a couple players, and just his dribbling alone, I thought, like, wow, absolutely brilliant. You know, he's shown the Mesut Ozil and the world-class talent that he actually is. But it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. Like, you could just see that this starting 11 was missing something. And I truly don't think it's a tactics thing anymore. Like, yes, we could probably find a tactic that where we could just get some wins, but long term, wow, there needs to be some serious surgery with this squad. Then Pepe, he comes on the pitch in the second half of the game. I mean, he has a massive chance to hit them on the counter attack to score a goal, and then he decides to pass it. And I'm just like, oh, mate, what are you doing? Take the shot. Go for the glory. He decides he's not going to pass the ball. It's not going to shoot. He's going to pass the ball. And then the defender manages to intercept it slightly. Pepe passes it and it clips the defender's leg. Southampton get the ball back and, you know, they start hitting us on the break once again. And it's another one where our final ball was just terrible a lot of the times. Either from the midfield to the attack or just the attackers like Pepe trying to pass the ball to Lacazette. Like, I'm just thinking, guys, come on. Like Southampton were there for the taking. Like, we did have chances. And this was one of them. This was another one of these ones where we could have scored a goal for ourselves. And then for when it turned 2-1, and I mean, so now in the second half, Emery clearly wants to go for the win. We want him to go for the win, and I think every Arsenal fan watching the game thinking they want the manager to go for the win. But what that meant was that defensively and in the midfield, we lost a man, and we were shaky again. Southampton knew this, and they built a squad to prepare for this. I mean, Southampton prepared for every situation that Arsenal were going to make. Like, they knew us. It's like they read a book and decided we're just going to do what it says in the book. And defensively, we just weren't there. And then Tierney costs us the goal that was put away by Ward Prowse, who the goal was saved originally by Leno. So well done for Leno for getting your first penalty save. But didn't manage to get the follow-up, which was unfortunate. And by this time in the stadium, everybody is sad, they're pissed off, they're just wondering, you know what, we got, I think it was like 20 minutes left, and they're like, come on Arsenal, you can do it. And yes, we did manage to get the last minute equaliser, but even when we got the equaliser, like, you saw the look on the player's face, like, no one celebrated the equaliser because they knew we just played like shit. And I don't quite understand, like, how it happened. Like, I know why it happened after doing this video, but shocking performance. All of these players, the majority of these players are absolutely useless. The defense has got to go. Emery, at some point, you got to go, mate. And the board needs to come up with a strategy on what's going on long term with Arsenal, because it's just not good enough. And then finally, as I was on my way home, so they're all doing the interviews. I'm obviously not watching it because I'm on the train back home to London. And basically, Emery's quoted after the game as saying, I need to work. I need to analyse. I need to find a solution. You think? Like, Emery, like, we've been talking about finding a solution for weeks now. Like, I have been one of the people saying, can you find a solution? Like, this needs to be fixed. I've been saying this for weeks. When everyone out there has been saying Emery out and telling you to fuck off and saying all this negative bullshit, I've been there talking about find a solution, make it work. My preview for the video, someone asked me, what do you think the score's going to be? Everyone said 1-1. I'm right there, but 3-1. Saying that, oh, for some reason, I just believe. And now look at us. 2-2 in a game against Southampton, who are basically having a relegation season. And I know Southampton are capable of causing teams problems. And I knew that they would cause us problems. But I expected a win here today. I won't lie to you. I honestly left the house at 1:30 p.m. to go to the Emirates thinking we're going to get the 3 points. And I've now come back home and I'm wondering what the hell. I don't know. I need to have a think on analyze and find a solution. And then I'll probably put up another video and, you know, let you guys know on what I think the solution will be for kind of Arsenal going forward, because we need to find a solution quick. I mean, quick. Because if Emery loses his next game, like, I don't even want to think. Like, we're talking about a solid chance for Arsenal to finish outside the European spots. That's where we are right now. And to be fair, we all saw this happening. This is something that I thought would have happened at last season. But because of how last season went, you can't. You just can't. Like, the bare minimum for Emery this season is 5th. And he's looking like he is finishing way outside that. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the game. I mean, I'm sure most of you will be as sad and as pissed off as me. But where do you think Arsenal could go from here? Like, really and truly. Like, I don't know what more to say. I'm sad, I'm tired, and I don't know how to fix this. I don't know where we can go from here. Because a new manager, yes, can always provide a temporary solution, but long term, what does it look like for Arsenal? Because that's where I'm thinking. Long term, we looked fucked with a capital F. So leave your comments below. What do you think? Where do you think we're going from here? Because this Arsenal fan right here is lost. Subscribe, you know, if you like my content, and just feel the frustration that's coming through the camera right now. If you're like me, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.